Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, continuing with the subframe. I was hoping that the seat catch would be here today, but it hasn't arrived. Maybe tomorrow. So we can just get on with some cross members. Perhaps laying out the cross members that are going to come in line with the hooks on the seat. We can do that. I think with them they may have to have some sort of rubber matting over them, but that can be done at a later date. If I get the steel work in place, we can figure that out later. So yeah, let's crack on, do some cross members. Okay, I want one of these at 8 inches. What I think I'll do is use the pair of these that I've got. Then I'm not going to make one far too short for the other part of the subframe. I may get away with the steel we've got. I have absolutely no clue what I've done with the other length I had. It's gone. No idea. I only just bought it. Unless I left it in the shop, I don't know. 7 1/4. Right, I'm just double checking with the frame back on the seat, just in case I spot anything. Like in the last video, it was getting late. It's quite easy when you're a bit tired to miss stuff. So I'm just double checking that now. I should be able to do a fair bit without the seat catch. It may even turn up later today, I don't know yet. But yeah, that's all good. It's all sitting on the pads. Everything's where it should be. So all the whips are correct. So I'm going to set all them out without moving the sides at all. This part of the frame will probably sort of terminate about here, around the seat catch area. I know with the layout we had, that seat catch is above the shock, so obviously our frame has got to drop into here. Now I've been and fished a scattering of bits and bobs out the back shed. Maybe I can scavenge stuff off that lot for our fixing points. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's get the cross members in. Right, what we're doing here then is just grinding the shape into it to basically fit up there around the tube. We'll just chip away at that until it slides up there without sort of moving these sides. Well, that's not far away. A bit more fettling here and there and that'll be fine, I think. We'll leave that at that. I'm just going to put small tacks on everything and then we'll try it back on the seat. Right, I'll get the other one shaped up and get that on. That should be good. Okay, I think we'll try it back on the seat. Okay, back on the seat. All good, looking good so far. Right, I think the next thing I'm going to get on with is the location points of the hooks on the seat. Starting with this one, because we got the little rubber bungs that it can sit on as well. So I'm doing my best to keep it simple. It hasn't got to look pretty. It's got to function. I mean, when was the last time you looked under a bike seat and went, "Ooh, that's pretty"? It's just not a thing. So I'm going to decide what to do here. The best way to keep it simple. Just putting that rule in. It'll only go up to there if it's flat. So it needs to be something that steps down, because really it wants to tuck right into that hook. At the end of the day, this isn't really a structural thing, it's just for location. Basically, you drop your seat on the bike and shove it backwards and lock it in. And as you know, especially with like off-road bikes, dirt bikes, motocrossers, sometimes that's a bit of a fight, especially the one up around the tank area. Normally, it's a bit of a battle to get them on, but it's not like you're taking your seat on and off, on and off, on and off all the time. So I think it'll be just some flat sheet shaped up and strengthened up somehow. Yeah, don't quite know what yet, but I'm going to get some sheet out and just start coming up with some simple shapes so it locks into there. This is like at a different angle, so I've got to do all of that. That's at a different angle to the rubbers we got here. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a fiddly shape, as the one at the back is straight. That's more or less parallel with the frame, so that'll be fairly easy, them ones. So this one's going to have a bit of shape to it. Right, the cogs are warming up. I think I might do a few separate things on this. Oh, it's inspection. Hello, mate. Hello, Blue. All right, mate. Right, I've just got this flat strip. Like I say, this hasn't got to be structural. It's just location. That's all it is. If I made like a wedge shape out of this, coming off this cross member here, that would do that. And then take care of these little tabs separately. Again, we've sat on them pads there and that pad there. It's not a massive different distance for sort of any failure, but we'll put some at there anyway. They've got them on the seat, so we'll have some at there. I'm just thinking, all right, Blue, I'm just thinking probably something similar to what I've got on this bodgy old rack that I made years ago, just as a temporary thing. You know, just something that comes off the frame like this and collects up with them round bungs. Something like that may do it. In fact, it will do it. I think I'm going to make that wedge first and see how we get on with that, and then come up with something similar that we just looked at for the round bungs there. Right, let's make a wedge out of this. But with a bit of a fold, so I've cut a piece off. I've got to do something about this folding situation, haven't I? It's time. I never have time to do anything. Like little maintenance jobs and all things like that. Okay. Let's fold that to the max so we can get it in this folder. And then we'll manipulate it the rest of the way to turn it into a bit of a wedge. Right, that's as far as that's going. So what I need to do now is squeeze that up till that point, and that point is basically 20 mil, the size of the tube that we're going to weld it to. Right, if we just try and sort of localise the heat just on that bend and gradually squeeze that up in the vise. It may go out of shape a little bit. If I minimise it to the end there, we'll get it back. There we go, that's not too bad. Right, that is going to work out alright, I think. That's definitely going to hook under there fine. So what I'm going to do now, because obviously we don't want to do any welding near this seat at all. Yes, I could take the risk, but it's me. I will burn it or set it on fire. So if we get that marked there, we get it tacked on, we can do the rest of it away from the seat. And I think just there. So if we draw around that bit and then locate it back to my mark, in theory, that should be correct. There we go. Right, let's get rid of the seat again and pop that on. We'll tack it on first, bring the seat back in, and then try it all out. Basically, every time I do a bit of fabricating, I'm putting the seat in the plastic shed away from the dog as well, because sometimes Blue does have a sly chew of things. Oh, imagine that. Oh my god, imagine that. Yeah, well away from the dog. Right, let's crack on. Right, I've quickly tacked that on. If that is all sat nice in the correct place, we're going to add a little bit of strength to that. Right, seat back. Let's yeah, that's okay. Right, here we go. Sorted. That's it. Is it? It needs to come up a little bit. We've got a bit of movement there, look. Yeah, it needs to come up a little bit. I think I'll be better off just tapping that rather than break it off. I know it's going to sort of misshape it a little bit, but I don't think that matters. I mean, we need to take that out. It needs to wedge and sort of lock in, so we need to take that out. Not a lot. It's not a lot. And then also what we've got to think about, maybe a bit of shape round that so it locks it in and stops that happening as well. We've got to think about that. Some sort of fabrication in the mix that stops sideways movement when it all locks in. Right, let's basically misshape that a little bit. Right, all I've done, luckily I'd only tacked one side of this tube, so I've managed to sort of turn everything with the tube, Now I've put a couple of extra tacks on the tube to lock it there. That is spot on. That locks solid. I was saying a minute ago, weren't I, the side to side thing. I don't think I need to do anything about that on this center one. This end, the seat catch takes care of that. And we'll just do something at the back to contain sideways movement. And with the seat catch and the back contained, we don't really need to do anything with that center point. Right, let's do the rest of that. Right, next then, we've got these two little cuts. If I mark this out. In fact, I might get a pair of these out of one. We'll see. Not that it matters, I've got tons of these little bits hanging around. Let's cut that out and then go from there. That's getting warm, that is. Right, that's that sorted, just roughed out. And the offcut is going to be perfect. Look at that. So all I've got to do is cut that out. That's nice and easy, isn't it? And then shape the ends. This is only rough. I'll be doing a bit of shaping when we've actually got it tacked on. So I'll quickly cut that out, shape it up, and then we'll get these on. Right, that's them done. Get them tacked onto there now, and then we'll dress everything up. That should keep that very, very strong. Right, I'm going to quickly weld that up now. No point in filming me welding. I don't think it does the camera much good either. So I'll get that welded up and then we'll dress it up. Right, that's about done. Get the seat back out again and give it a try. Well, that should do us. I haven't welded down here yet. Just if something's terribly wrong, I've only got to break them top welds. I think that should do us. Right, let's get the seat and give it a try. Right then. That's it. That is spot on. Notice these big gaps here. I put that cross member in the wrong way round. I am not going to break it back out. I'll weld them up really easy. Yeah, that big gap should be obviously in the smaller area of the taper. Hey-ho, we all make mistakes. It's not like it's a terrible one. Yeah, anyway, I'm happy with that. That is working out just fine. It grabs it lovely, which is what we need it to do to keep the seat from rattling around. Nice. Hopefully the back ones will go just as well. And then obviously on the back ones we need something to keep the back of the seat central. Like I said earlier, the seat pin will do it down that end. The back end we just need some stops that it sort of glides against and locks it in, up and down and side to side. I don't know where he keeps finding them apples. Bodie! No, he won't let you have it. Look at the size of that thing you got. Where you had that from? What's he doing, Blue? He's bonkers, isn't he? You're bonkers. Yes. Oh, right. Just been having to think about this. These back ones. Obviously, we've got to consider the rear mudguard here as well. So, do I make the hooks for these a part of the mudguard? And then the mudguard bolts on, then obviously the seat will look onto that bit as well. I don't know, because I can't really put a restriction all the way across there. That'll sort of mess our mudguard idea up. I'm unsure about that one at the minute. So that seems the ideal time for tea. A good coat of looking at, and I think, yeah, just quick thoughts, it probably is going to be best being part of the mudguard. We'll see. While I've got thoughts about the mudguard rattling around in my empty coconut, I've got to do something else that I don't know why I've done that, so I'm going to sort it out. And that is the grab rail part of the subframe. It's too long. Yeah, it's borderline being a sissy bar, which we can't have. We can't have one of them. Not on an adventure bike. So I'm going to shorten it. It's no big deal. I'll do exactly what I've done to join the two halves up down here. Let me flip the seat over and show you what I mean, if you'll all stay together. I think it's too long. You only need to really sort of be able to get your hand in there to grab it if you need to. I don't carry pillions, so there's no need for that. Well, look at it from there. Let's make the GoPro work in my favour and make it look really terrible, because it looks really long from there. Down here. Let's get a bit of bar. 1 minute. That needs to be there. Just my opinion. Yeah. You know, I suppose there's fors and against with it. It could be handy to strap stuff to, but I'm going to design all my own luggage system for this bike. I don't think that needs to be that long. So I'm going to chop it, take a chunk out of it, quickly spin some joiners on the lathe and put it back on further down. It's not a big deal, so it's in my head, so I'm going to do it. Let's get on with it. Right, I've done a couple of little joiners on the lathe. They're all done, drilled out. So now I'm going to cut it off, basically. Last stage. I could have left it longer, but it was niggling me a little bit, so it needs chopping. Also, if this does tweak a little bit, I'm not too bothered, because having these in the tube, it will pull it all back in. Okay, I think I'm a lot happier with that. So I've just got that bit of wood propped under there, just to give me an idea of the line the mudguard's going to take, just so I can see, getting my hand round that, no trouble at all. See that? Oh, hold the camera right. Yeah, I don't think we want to lose much more than that. I say, especially if you've got big gloves on and stuff like that, and you know, it's just there if you ever get into a spot of bother, just to help hoist your bike out or pull it along or whatever. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. So I'm going to go with that. Get it welded up, get it dressed up, and you'll never know. You'll never know it happened. Okay, we're about there. It's starting to resemble a frame. I've cleaned a few other bits up as well, just to make it look nice and tidy. But that's not bad. I'm happy with that, I think. Definitely happy with this shorter, so it's not resembling some 1970s chopper's sissy bar. That looks a lot better now. I think next, well, fingers crossed, the seat catch will come tomorrow. That would be nice, because then we can press forward quite a bit with that. Get the seat catch on, and then I think I'm going to work out how the front part of this is going to fit to the frame on the bike. It'd be nice if we can finalise all that in the next video, and then basically just keep chipping away at it. It's just one of them jobs where we just keep doing little bits. The little bits take a lot of time, and we'll just keep continuing until that part of the bike's finished. That'd be nice. That'd be a huge chunk of the project done, actually. And then obviously the side panels after that, they're going to take some doing, but I'm looking forward to getting on with them. But obviously we've got to get the seat on first. Everything's going to sort of be shaped round the seat when it's all fitted properly. So yeah, next, hopefully seat catch and getting this part of the frame fitted to the bike. But it's getting there. It's taking shape. It is. And I think I've been thinking a lot about it, and I do think the hooks on the rear of the seat will be part of the mudguard. So I'll make the mudguard so it takes them hooks, then the mudguard will bolt to this frame. And it's the best way of doing it. Anyway, that'll do. I've got videos to edit and work to do on the computer. I can hear the dog snoring his head off in the shed already. He's turned in early here, as it's still light outside. But yeah, I'm going to go sit with him and do some work on the computer. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.